What's up, guys? Welcome to the Hair and Heads podcast, playoff edition.
Boom.
Let's go, baby.
Your first stop for all things Inter Miami. My name's Julio, and I'm joined today by some friends and fellow Inter Miami fans, Chris and Jose. And on behalf of the guys, we want to thank you for joining us for a preview episode of the opening round of the MLS Cup playoffs, where Inter Miami will take on Atlanta United. Before we begin, a huge shout out to our chief Hair and Heads, Matias, Chow, and Mari V. Thank you for the generous support. And if you'd like to support us on Patreon, you will find a link in the description wherever you are listening, alongside a link to our Discord server and our merch shop if you are interested in those things. So thanks again. And let's talk some Inter Miami and Atlanta. Inter Miami obviously coming off of the match against New England, where they secured the points record for the MLS regular season all time. And obviously Supporter Shield campaign in doing so. So we're riding pretty high. Atlanta last night beat Montreal in penalties after going up 2-0 early. And now it's the team that has played us, I think, statistically the hardest is now our opponent in the first round. And Tata's old team, which is kind of interesting. So how are we feeling preliminarily here? Oh, nice. Jose gets
Mike
the trophy
V.
on his head.
Mike V starting off strong with the Tata hashtag.
Hold it. There you go.
I'm trying to be on the screen with my microphone and the trophy.
I know. I gotta adjust.
Too many obstacles in your face today. Jeez. Yeah, man. It's playoff time. Messi's debut for the MLS playoffs. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what they brought Messi in for. This is what they brought Alba, Busquets, Suarez. This is it. So, do I kind of wish we had a different opponent? I'm not super happy about Atlanta. I think, like you said, Julio, Atlanta's played us pretty hard as of late. So they're not easy by any means. They're no scrubs. They're no walk in the park. Attacking wise, they're middle of the pack. Their defense is actually pretty good. I think when I checked, they're about top 10. They finished top 10 in the MLS on goals allowed. So that may give us some struggle early on. But man, I'm excited. I'm ready to go. It's Friday, 8:30, prime time. Put the kids to bed. What more can we want, man? What more can we want to start the playoffs?
I mean, is Almada playing?
They don't have Almada.
What are we talking about, guys? They suck. We're fine. Like any of those, the last time we played them, they didn't have Almada. It was a draw. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not ideal, but it's one of those things where I think we're in way better form than when we played them the last time. I'm not even worried at this stage and where we are, where they are. I know that they're on a 3-game winning streak. They're riding very high, but who did they beat? They beat Montreal. They beat the Red Bulls with a red card, and they beat someone else, some other scrub. It really doesn't matter. We're gonna be fine.
Orlando.
Exactly. We're their daddies. That's not a big deal. Yeah, I'm not particularly concerned about this series. The next series would probably be a little more interesting. I think at that point we play Orlando, which not interesting. We're gonna beat that. We're gonna beat the brakes off of them too. Yeah, exactly. Miami King. He just said even if Amada were there, no worry at all. Messi is hot right now. I agree. That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
And I think the tie that you're talking about, Jose, we were still without Messi, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he had come back yet. It was like mid-September, so I don't think he was quite back yet, if I'm not mistaken.
I have it pulled up here.
He played 30 minutes as a sub.
Yeah, so he was just getting back into it. So we got hot Messi right now, back to back hat tricks.
And if I'm gonna be fair, when we played them in May, we did have Messi and we did lose 3-1, but we're not talking about that. Guys, we're not talking about that. We're talking about right now, right? And right now, we're the hottest team in the MLS. Because we have Messi in form, right? I feel like, has he been in form this season? I feel maybe before he went on break, he was getting into form. No, but right now, this is probably the best we've seen him. No, I mean,
yeah, considering he's had back-to-back hat tricks between club and country. I would say he's doing all right now. I think also context applies here too. The regular season matches, there's a different feel, right? Like the players can go out and it's one of 30, 38 games, whereas now we're talking about playoffs. I think especially the veteran guys that we have on this team, they're going to be like, all right, now it's like this is more serious in a different way. It is much more focused on every single match has severe implications for the outcome of the season now. This is sort of like a warm up because this round is best 2 out of 3, but I feel like that context applied to it. We're going to see the best version of this team, especially out of the superstar players that we do have, the Messis, the Albas, the Busquets, Suarez, obviously. I think we're going to see like just a very different approach to these matches. I'm really the concern is just the defense as it's been all season. And what are we going to see from that back line? Atlanta, I think 3 of the last 4 matches, if I'm not mistaken, I looked it up. 3 of the last 4 matches, all the goals that they've scored in those matches have come in the first half. So they've gotten into this habit recently of starting pretty fast, and Miami's gotten into a bad habit of conceding early or conceding first, and that's been season long. So that's something that we need to look out for. Obviously, against New England, we went down 2-0, if I'm not mistaken, and we had to come back and blew the doors off of them. But we can't, and we've said this all season, we can't always rely on that as like a strategy. Like going down early is not the formula for success. So that's something that we really need to be careful of with an Atlanta team that probably is not going to be as afraid or intimidated by us as some other teams because of the results they've gotten against us this season, regardless of if Messi played a full 90 minutes or not.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to also what I was saying earlier. This defense is no joke. They're a top 10 defense in the MLS, and New England was it. We were able to come back, storming back, and score 6 goals at the end of the day. If we get down to that in Atlanta, I don't think we're going to have that same outcome. Or against Atlanta, it's not in Atlanta, it's in Miami. But I don't know if we'll have the same outcome. It's going to be much more difficult. Maybe we'll be fine, but it's going to be much more difficult. It's not going to be as easy scoring as we were. I get it.
We should give them a 2-goal handicap, and we'll be fine. We'll get out of there by 4-2, and we'll be having some Chardonnay, just enjoying the game. It's fine.
Where is this cocky Miami fan all season? I don't understand.
I mean, he's been waiting. He comes out for knockout tournaments. We had cocky Miami fan for the Leagues Cup.
Yeah, and then that blew up in my face. But it's okay.
The U.S. Open Cup blew up in your face.
The U.S. Open Cup was
the U.S. Open, not good. Not good. We could have handled
it. A bit of, speaking of their defense, a bit of team news. Their left back, Pedro Amador, left the match early last night due to injury. I haven't seen anything come out regarding his availability, but it's a quick turnaround. They played last night, which was Tuesday night, and we play Friday. They have to travel. They probably won't really be able to do much training other than maybe like a walkthrough or very light training before they have to fly down. Presumably Thursday. Maybe I can't imagine they're going to travel Friday. So that would have left like time for a light training tomorrow before they fly down. So that's something to look out for, is potentially not having their starting left back, which is obviously the defender who would primarily be on the side where Messi usually is. So that's obviously to our benefit. Messi can take on any defender in the world, but taking on a more inferior defender is to our benefit, obviously. So that's something to look out for. And a couple people, I think I've seen Farias' name a couple times in the chat, but Farias is not eligible to return for us regardless of his health status, because we designated for season-long injured reserve, which allowed us to sign Martinez, if I'm not mistaken, or allowed us to sign someone. It might have allowed us to sign Freire, whose injury then allowed us to sign Martinez.
Was it Freire or Rojas? I don't know.
Or it might have been Rojas. You might be right.
Yeah.
But basically, his designation allowed us to sign an additional DP this year. So it would be chaotic if we brought him back. So he's not eligible to return. But yeah, I think we know this Atlanta team well. We know the danger is going to come from Lobo Jenice, who has had a great season against us specifically. I think he scored 3 goals against us this season. So he will be someone to look out for. And then, Brad Guzan has been around for a long time, has won the MLS Cup, and knows what it takes to win this tournament. So, I don't think it'll be a walk in the park necessarily. I don't expect 6-2, but I certainly expect to come out victorious, especially in front of the home crowd. That should be pretty lively. I mean, it's a Friday night. It's a playoff game. The atmosphere should be really good. The weather's actually starting to get pretty pleasant. So I'm expecting a fun night. That's for sure.
Have you looked at ticket prices, Jose, by any chance? Not to put you on the spot, but I know I know you like to talk about that.
I was looking that up right now.
Okay. No answer though. I mean, you could literally just go on Game Time, and it's
actually pretty inexpensive to get in the door. You can get in for $84 in one of those corner stands. They got some seats in the ends and even on the side for mid 80s to low 90s. Yeah. I think being a weekday obviously makes it a little bit cheaper to go. So yeah, not bad.
Yeah, it's actually not bad. I expected a lot more. It's doable.
Because the people understand what's going to happen. It's going to be a torturous game because it's not going to be fun. We're going to dominate, and it's one of those games that it's not going to be fun to watch. It's going to be like, oh wow, we scored again.
I mean, that'll always.
It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun on Saturday.
Oh no, another hat trick!
Oh my god, another one. This guy doesn't stop scoring hat tricks.
So. Yeah, let's talk outside of that guy who keeps scoring hat tricks. Outside of Messi, I'm looking at the defensive line specifically. I didn't love what I saw from David Martinez this last match. He missed a lot of time due to his injury, and he looked every bit rusty that you would, I guess, expect. But I
created it.
Yeah, Jose's a great artist. He does all our thumbnails as well. But David Martinez at one point this season was, arguably one of our better defenders. So having him not be even like close to that level is a little worrying. Atlanta, again, is not going to be potentially the best opponent we face in these playoffs. So we need to start getting into rhythm, start getting into form, and I'm hopeful that David Martinez looks better, passes the eye test better, because you can tell he was a little bit off. Toto's always kind of hit or miss. He can be kind of wild, but David Martinez, I think if he can get back to the level he was at earlier this season, I think that will be extremely beneficial to us for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I'm okay with giving him a pass like we just put up from Miguel, and like you're talking about Julio, but hey, we're in the playoffs. There's no more passes. He has to get back into shape. It's going to be almost a week since that game that we're going to give him a pass for. Hopefully he's back into shape and he's ready to go. We can't be making mistakes. This is best out of 3, but you want to get up on these people early. You can't really get any passes anymore. This is put up or shut up. So I agree, man. I think Martinez is the glue back there right now in our back line. We know Toto has the capability of it, but he makes all of these dumb mistakes. Martinez, we saw his passing is great. His defensive awareness is great. He doesn't let anyone really get around him. He has very good positioning. So he needs to be on point for that back line. And if we do play Busquets back there again, obviously that's going to help overall. But who I'm really looking for right now is that glue, is the bridge between our attacking and our defending, and it's going to be Gomez. Gomez, huh? Who?
He said Gressel.
I thought you were gonna say Gressel. I don't know.
No, I'm not that. I'm not in love with the guy.
Okay.
But no, Gomez, man. Gomez, we need Gomez to step up. He was kind of iffy last match. We need him to be that bridge in the midfield. We know he has the hustle. We know he has that attacking prowess that we've seen before, but he also has that ability to be annoying on defense. So we need to see that Gomez. We can't see the Gomez we saw last game. We need to see that Gomez. We need to see the Gomez that Brighton signed or is about to pick up now in the winter. That's the Gomez we need right now in the playoffs, because I think he's going to be the key to the team as a whole, not just attack, not just the defense, but as a whole. So Gomez, man, Gomez is have a magnifying glass on him.
For me, I'm looking at Alba and how he can exploit their defense, because I feel like when he's on, it's just another level that we get to. Just in the attacking, particularly, right? Like whenever he's able to make those passes into the box, whenever we're able to just have him have room to just run, he usually puts the ball in play in very dangerous spots for us, whether it's Messi on the other end, whether, just Suarez. He's constantly feeding these guys, and that's what we need. We need a guy that can also, that doesn't have to just be Messi having to facilitate. It can be someone else, and that's always somebody that I look for. We're a team. We are a team that has won 30 out of 34 games this year. I'm not worried. Yeah, I looked it up.
Won 30 games this year?
Yeah. We've lost 4 out of
Prove
no.
Prove
We've lost 4 out of 34 games.
Oh, okay.
That makes more sense.
And then between wins and draws make up the other one. Okay.
Right.
I was like,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, I
we
was
did pretty
like,
good.
well,
How about that? What a stat, huh?
Sounds like way more points than 73.
How about that? No, but okay, that's still a pretty impressive stat. Like, we've only lost 4 times this year.
Yeah, very much.
And one of them was to Atlanta, right? But it's like everyone has said in the comments, this is a totally different team. Our defense is built different. It's just I'm not overly concerned. Like the teams that I'm concerned about are in the 3rd round. But to talk about them, because we have to talk about them. If I were Atlanta, I would be focusing on. Mike V was saying he loves Toto. That's his favorite player right now. He's going to cut somebody one of these days. Okay, so he's one of those guys that I look at as a weakness. Him and Cello on that side of the defense. If I am the other team, I am picking on them to make a dumb play, right? Straight up. And David Martinez hasn't done very well as of late, but yeah. So I'm basically attacking a whole back line. I talked myself into it, but yeah, I mean, the good thing is that I feel like we've kind of progressed from our earlier in the year problems where we used to have, whenever people would press us, we would commit a lot of dumb turnovers. I feel like we've gotten past that. I feel like we've been able to get around it a little bit, but I still feel like that would be a weakness if there's a way of beating us. We've only lost 4 times this year, right? Like, how would it be? Well, I would attack our back line. Just continue high press, and make them get around us. That's how I would do it.
And I think our tactics have changed since early season. Now, I mean, to start the season, we would play 5 at the back, and we all dreaded it. But now we play 5 at the back, and it's almost our better formation. The insertion or the moving of Sergio Busquets to the back line has completely changed really like how effective we are at breaking that press. And David Martinez also helps in that. In passing, his ability is much higher than some of our other center backs. So I do think the formation will be pretty interesting. I do expect us to be like a 3-5 at the back. I do feel that is the better formation for us. Last time we played Atlanta, we played 4 at the back. Toto was suspended, and so was Busquets. So our back line was actually Christoph and Ian Frey. Alba subbed on later in the match. So our back line last time we played Atlanta on a 2-2 draw was Negri, Christoph, Frey, and Cello. So it's going to be even much different from that. And that alone, even if we played 4 at the back, those changes alone will make a significant difference in what we look like on the pitch. So I think there's a number of things that have changed even just in the month since we played Atlanta that will, I think, factor heavily in our favor, really.
Yeah, those are all solid points. I agree with Jose. Defense is going to be, that backline is going to be key, and if they're forced to make some mistakes, that might be the difference maker in this match. Like we said, Atlanta plays as well, so we got to be very, very tight, very tight. Looking at you, Toto.
I mean, so you said not looking at like Messi, who to look forward to on our team.
Mhm.
But I'm going to tell you just a fun little like tidbit. When we look at this first playoff game, we could possibly be looking at just the most watched MLS game ever, right? Because I was reading an article where that's kind of what Apple TV is hoping for. They're literally hoping for this to be
Did
the
you
most
see?
watched.
Sorry, not to
Go ahead.
interject.
Yeah, no, that was
They actually announced that this match will be free.
Wow.
So you won't need to have Apple MLS Season Plus. I don't know where it will be broadcast. It might be one of the like Freeview where you just go
Yeah.
onto Apple TV and it's just there available regardless of if you have a subscription or not. But I did see that come out today that this match will be free to watch for all viewers. So I think it plays right into that, Jose. I think they want every possible eyeball to tune in and watch. And obviously there's some like ripple effects of that, of people eventually then subscribing to follow the rest of the path. But yeah, I think as we get deeper into this tournament, every match will become the new waterline.
The match will be available for free via MLS Season Pass on
Mhm.
Apple TV. So I guess you gotta get into the MLS Season Pass and just click on it.
And did you know
it will also be broadcasted on Apple.com in Times Square in New York City.
Oh, that's true.
If you want to go, if you
Yes.
want to go to Times
Should we
Square
go?
and watch it, you can.
Let's do
It's
it.
free.
Let's do it. Tickets are cheap. If you want to watch more of Messi, if you're a huge Messi fan, did you know TikTok is actually streaming? Oh, there it is. Someone just put it up. TikTok is streaming Messi Cam on the Inter Miami and the MLS channels or whatever profiles. So they'll be just focusing on
Yes.
Messi all match long, back and forth.
How does
Really
that
weird,
go?
but
How does that work? How do you think that works?
it's just a stream. It's just a
Yeah,
stream.
but like is there a guy? I envision a guy like following him, like right behind
Definitely.
him.
Just with his cell phone like that.
Someone's up on top of Chase Stadium with just like a very high capability camera and is just like focused on him the whole time. They've done it in the past, have they not? I feel like they did that last year at some point.
I'm gonna be
Messi?
honest with you, Julio. I like the visual way more of somebody just running after Messi, just continuously like
what's
the
that-
bodyguard, like his bodyguard, like,
Exactly.
just like right behind him, and
It's like a Cloverfield,
Yeah.
but following Messi.
yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's enjoyable for part of the game, but I don't think I could watch a whole game with just Messi walking around back and forth.
I mean, part of what we do is like literally breaking down the entire game, so I think it would be
For us, yeah,
not-
for us. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
I agree.
I mean, I want to see it just for like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
just to see like how it actually works. But
Yeah.
I can't imagine. First of all, I always hate those bird views of the field. If I'm actually trying to watch this game, like I hate it when they do the one from the crowd. I'm like, why are you doing this? Just I want to see better. I don't
There
need
was
a
one
bird's eye
match that
view.
we had. One match this season, we had a really weird angle where it was like super high,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, just give me like the standard broadcast angle. Thank you. That's good enough for me.
All these are fine and dandy, but let's stick to the original. please.
Yeah, but pretty neat. I like I said, I do expect like every match that we progress, every round that we progress, has the potential to be the new waterline for most watched. And in a dream world for Apple, final between Inter Miami versus LA Galaxy, and that will be like shattered. Like that will be at the level of Champions League final watch. It will be a classical watch level. Like people from all over will be tuning in for that.
Mhm. That would be
The-
awesome, honestly. Very difficult, but awesome.
Apple's global head of sports marketing said, "We'll make this match the most widely distributed match in MLS season pass history, bringing this match to as many fans as possible around the globe." So they're just trying to break right
In
records
MLS
at this
season
point.
pass history is like okay, in 2
Right.
years,
Well,
3 years. but
in
that's cool.
season pass history.
That's cool, and that's what they need to do, right? Like if we're talking about what their objective is to maximize the new subscribers and also elevate the league so that there is just a growing contingent that follows this league and constantly is looking for ways to engage in it. So I think it's a good idea. People can consider like, oh, they're doing too much of Messi stuff. Like it's too much, bro. Like that's in part why they brought him in. Like they got to take advantage of the tremendous asset that they have available.
And the
Yeah,
amount of
they'd be
money
dumb.
that
They'd be dumb not to market it like this. I mean, yes, people are gonna be pissed, but
the amount of the amount of money that he's brought into this league, just into this city, I think I don't know where's in Inter Miami's Instagram fans at. Is it like 17 million now? Like it was at 1 million when he got here.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
Like like it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. That's who he is. Also, that's what he brings to the table. But also it's good for the league. It's good for the U.S. right to have a guy that's making everybody interested in a new sport. In a sport that they've been trying to get going for a long time, and it's just it's finally catching steam. It feels right.
Yeah, not just that, it helps the overall health and interest of the league, not just from a fan perspective, but from an athlete perspective. Like, think of all the players that came to Inter Miami that would otherwise not have come to this league, much less Miami, but not even to the league, because Messi and others were here. So they have to take advantage of all these opportunities that are available because Messi and his buddies from Barcelona are here. Like, it would be silly to assume otherwise or to think that they should do something different.
And at the end of the day, it's hard to sway. I would say our age group and older. It's probably hard to sway to make the MLS and soccer your favorite sport because football has been so ingrained in our heads, basketball and everything like that.
Up with the other sports,
But think about when we were kids. All the kids would wear NFL jerseys, football jerseys all the time. If you go now to kids events like my nephew's school for different events, whatever, a bunch of kids are wearing Messi jerseys, man. It's insane to see all the MLS Messi jerseys all over the place. Yeah, maybe it's just a Messi jersey right now, but it could grow little by little once he leaves. Maybe they stay watching Inter Miami or whatever, and it grows from there. So I think that's kind of what MLS is trying to do, get that young fan to start watching soccer, and it's easier to get that in or instill that into them than our age group and older. And that would be the right way to do it. Honestly, you build them up from when you're young to start liking this and get crazy about it, and then it just goes from there.
Just in our town right now that we're in Miami, the amount of soccer programs that are just across the city, and most of them are from European clubs that have come down here, and they just sprouted little leagues all around the city and Broward as well. Just that's how you build it, and it's happening. But to move off of that, if you guys are okay, the betting odds, just from kids to betting odds. You know what I'm saying? That's how we're doing it.
That's right, Brian.
Inter Miami minus 210 to win. Well, money line odds are Inter Miami to win 210, Atlanta plus 425, draw after regulation plus 400, over under set at 3.5 goals.
Yeah, I was taking a look at it earlier. It seems like Vegas expects it to be 3-1, which I think is I think it's fair. I think it's fair, and I think 3.5 also is a fair gauge of how many goals can be scored in this game, because did you see the odds? Did you see the odds for both teams to score? Because it's also minus like 220, 210, somewhere around there. So I think everyone expects the other team to score against us.
That's right. That's right, Miguel.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's why you tune in, right?
That's
we move quick here.
All things Inter Miami. We say it from the beginning every time. But yeah, I think we know that our defense is gonna give opportunities to opposition, and at the same time, our offense is as potent as any that this league has seen. So it's not surprising to me that the line is set at 3.5, and that's the way it's been for most of the season. If we're being honest, I don't see why it would change.
I'll take the over.
I mean, we let New England score too.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'll take the over. But we'll get into the scores in a little bit.
I wish that they would let me see what the betting odds for a Messi, just for a Messi hat trick. I wish they would let me.
They usually have it.
Well, maybe it's too early right now, but right now it's
Possibly.
just minus 165 from the score,
which is crazy.
It's like I feel like that's free money.
Yeah. I don't disagree. Oh yeah, it only has the single goal for now.
Stupid.
Yeah, you'll be able to place it. It's not like that they won't let you in a day.
And if we go by the last time we played Atlanta, we had a David Ruiz goal and a Campapi goal. How about that?
Imagine
How
if that
about
happened
that?
again. If that happens again, that means we're winning 6-2 again.
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
That is pretty
Miami
interesting.
to win on the over with a Messi goal. Bet 100 on that. I mean, yeah, that's that. All right, let me tell you how much that would be.
Oh God.
Fantastic
Great.
content going on right now.
Great.
Um,
Great.
Why don't we get into the predictions now that we're
Yes,
talking
man.
about
Yeah.
goal scorers and all that?
Yeah.
I'll lead us off. I do sort of believe what Vegas is putting out there. I think this match ends 3-1. There is a high likelihood that Atlanta will score the first goal, and then Inter Miami will sort of grow into the game, even it before halftime, and then pull away in the second half. Atlanta's been as good as they've been in the first halves recently. They've also been not so good in the second half of games the last couple of weeks. So I do expect that trend to continue. And I think just the pressure over time that Inter Miami places on teams, just it becomes too much, and the dam breaks eventually. I do think Messi scores. I think Suarez scores twice, and then I'll go with the Gomez score. Why not? Wait, no, that's too many.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I
No
think that's
Gomez.
4 goals.
Messi and Suarez too. And then I don't know. Whoever
doing-
from Atlanta.
You're
3-1.
doing you're doing Jose math on that one.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go again. Like I said, I'll go with the over on that, and I'm gonna go with a 3-2 win
It's good
from
digital.
Miami. They're playing 3 away games in 6 days.
Love that. Love that for them. You know.
Anyways, so yeah, I'm doing 3-2. I think it's gonna be closer than what we think. You know, I don't think we're gonna be down 2-0 by any means, but I think it's gonna be one of those butt clenching type of games at the end of the game, maybe like 15 minutes left, and we're like they're pressing and you know it gets really close. So, but 3-2, I think we still win. I think Messi gets his goal and Suarez gets his 2 goals that he always gets, but again, I still think the defense lets up and gives and allows 2 goals. I don't see that not happening.
I see us allowing 1 goal and scoring 3. Exactly what Vegas thinks. I agree. And Mike V, you said put 100 on Miami to win and having a Messi goal. If I do that, just for reference, $100 will get you a payout of $195.24.
That's not very enticing.
It's not great.
Also,
No.
please gamble responsibly.
Yeah, and also we're not sponsored by anybody, so
So if you're
wanna sponsor
interested,
us-
if you're interested, our business email is available in the description.
I wasn't even fishing for that, but you know, whatever.
You sounded like a sad puppy. So we're not sponsored by anyone.
No, it just like we're literally it's we're not saying oh bet MGM. Oh yeah.
However, if you are listening, BetMGM or Hard Rock, you know, whoever's out there, hit us up.
That's right.
But yeah, I think the common denominator here is we expect goals. We expect Atlanta to score at some point, and we expect Inter Miami to do what they've done a lot of the season, which is just outscore people. It's just the best defense has been a good offense.
Me go.
Exactly. Use code Heron. But yeah, so the match is Friday. It's not Saturday. Friday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, and yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll be live post match to break it all down. I don't know if Jose will be able to join us, but if he does, he'll be, you know, somewhere fun.
I'm gonna be for my son's birthday and my birthday. I'm gonna go to Utopia of the Seas. So if anybody's on the ship, we'll watch the game together. You know,
Maybe
There
they
you go.
put it up on the big screens in the back of the ship.
I expect
Cool.
it.
But only the Messi cam.
Correct. Correct. I'm only watching Messi all game. Only.
All right, guys. So, any closing statements here?
Nope. All good.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys Friday night post match. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Heron Heads podcast, your first stop for all things Inter Miami. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons if you have enjoyed the show. Maybe not this round for the live reactions, but potentially moving forward, we may coordinate some. 8:30 wouldn't be the worst time to do a live reaction, but we haven't really talked about it.
What do you mean by
like, because if it's a 7 o'clock start time, it will be hard for me personally to be able to do it because I have kids to put to bed. But 8:30, in theory, would be a good time to have one. But
no, I think Miguel means like live reaction, like post match.
I don't think that.
That's what I understood. That's what I was like.
We'll be doing a live reaction post match.
Yeah,
we will definitely be doing a live reaction post match. We will not be doing a watch along, but we can discuss doing a watch along further in the playoffs. So
maybe
we will be doing a live reaction to the match. Yes. So tune in Friday night after the match, and we'll break down all the action. Thank you guys. Hit the like and subscribe, and follow us on socials at the Heron Heads. And appreciate you guys. Have a good night, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.